Good morning, boys and girls. It is a Math Monday. I don't have a Manic Monday math video for you today. I guess I could just do Math Monday, Math Monday. All right, so coming to you live from Miss Turney's house for Math Monday. Just wanted to say hi, everybody. I did not do my makeup and I did not do my hair today, and I just went for a bike ride and then came in and started videotaping. So, just had a lunch bunch with my kiddos. It is actually Wednesday of last week. We just got finished with lunch bunch, and just kind of wanted to just say hi and see how you guys are doing. If you haven't joined Lunch Bunch on a Wednesday at 12 o'clock, please do that. Miss Harris and I love seeing you guys and talking to you guys and just kind of learning about what you're doing and what you're up to. And we have a lot of fun on our Wednesday Lunch Bunches. So if you haven't joined us already, then go ahead and do that next Wednesday at 12 o'clock because we would love to see you guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. For this week, a little different from Monday. I actually have several videos for Monday. And the reason that why I'm doing the several videos is because we're going to be learning about frequency tables and dot plots and stem and leaf plots, which those things for me were actually new. I haven't taught fourth grade math in about 20 years. So teaching the things we're learning this week were new for me. So I had to study up on it and I had to learn it just like you are. So anyways, because we're learning 3 different things, what I thought I would do is I would do a small video on frequency tables, and then a small video on dot plots, and then a small video on stem and leaf plots. And then that way, if you have a hard time understanding one of those, you can go back and just watch the video for that. So this right now is the video for the frequency table. So hopefully you already watched the little introduction video. It's like another teacher's way of kind of explaining it, so you kind of have it in your brain already. And then today we're going to do, with this video right now, we're going to do frequency tables. And then there'll be another small video for dot plots and another small video for stem and leaf plots for you to watch today. And then we'll do the activity. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Say hey, Bill. Say hi. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Math Monday. We'll get your shoe. Where's your shoe? Get your toy. Where's your toy? Bring me your toy. Bring me your toy. You can bring me your ball. What are you gonna bring? Get your ball. Get your ball. Oh, come on. What you doing? Get something. Get something. No? Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what I have today is one of the things that I did last week was I asked everybody to give me what they weighed, not so that I can share it with anybody, because I'm not going to share what I weigh with anybody, but just so that I could have some information for the things that we're going to be doing today, okay? So one of the things I did was I had everybody's birthday, okay? So like right here, I know that McKenna was born in February, and Malik was born in November, and Shane was born in August, right? August, June, no, January, February, June, July, August, just August. And so I wrote down everybody's birth month, okay? Not the day that you were born, but the month that you were born, okay? And I'm going to be creating a frequency table based on what month you were born in, okay? So I was born in March, so my month would be 3. I see that Emily Dewey was born in December, so hers would be 12. I can see that Stephen was born in January, so his would be a 1, and so on and so forth, okay? So what I have is I have all of those numbers, okay? And I'm just going to kind of go really quickly. 11, there's Shane's and Ava's and Jay Chanel's. So I'm just going to keep going with all the numbers that I have. Did I do that? Let's see, 10, 8, 5, 10, 12, and then this is Michaela Moore, Will, Camden, Sarah, Mark, Aiden, Benjamin, Stephen, Raylan, Sophia, Noah, Nevaeh, Sarah, Thomas, Emily, Natalie, Nolan, Sam, those are all the numbers, I think. If I left you off, please, I apologize. I'm very, very sorry. Okay, so these are all the months that the fourth graders in Miss Harris and Miss Turney's class were born. So now what I want to do is I want to ask myself a question. How many students were born in August? How many students were born in November? How many students were born in February? And instead of just having all these random numbers and me having to count all the 8s and count all the 5s and count all the 2s, I'm going to make a table, all right, with that information. So this is what's called a frequency table. Okay, and this particular frequency table is the fourth grade births. Actually, it's fourth grade birth, not days. It's actually fourth grade birth months is what it is, right? Okay, so there's always some sort of title, okay? So my title would be fourth grade birth months, and all the ones that I have represented here are 1 to 12, okay? So this would be the month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then it's gonna be a table, so you would have all of these lines going across, and then what I would do is every time I have a student that has a birthday in that particular month, then I would put like a tally mark. Okay, so I put the tally. Now, sometimes it has a tally and sometimes it just has the actual number, okay? So, all the birthdays for the ones. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them, okay? That's one way you could do it, okay? And then the frequency would be 3, okay? Another way that you could do it, I could mark out that one and say, okay, there's a 2, there's an 11, there are 2 8s. So I'm just doing tallies. There is a 12 and a 2, 12 and a 2, and so I can do it that way. I mean, really, it doesn't matter as long as you get all the numbers used. So let's go. I'm going to go through and do the 2s. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3 more. Now remember, a cross makes 5, okay? Now I'm going to try to do the 3s. Well, I don't see any 3s. Oh, there's just 1 3 right there. That's mine. All right. And then I'm going to try the 4s. Let's see, there's 1, 2. 2 is all I see right now, okay? So I can do it that way, or like I said, I can do it like this. I can do, let's see, 8, 10, 11, 8. 8, 10, 11, 8. 5, 10, 12, 10. 5, 10, 12, 10. Whichever way is fastest for you to create the frequency table is fine. 12, 8, 10, 12. 12, 8, 10, 12. 6, 12, 7, 10. 6, 12, 7, 10. 12, 11, 12, 6. 12, 11, 12, 6. 8, 8, 6, 10. 8, 8, 6, and 10. All right, I think I have all my numbers marked out. Hopefully I do. Okay, so now we can see the frequency table, okay, that is called fourth grade birth months. We have 3 students who were born in January. We have 5 born in February. 1. There's 2 in April. 1 in May. There's 3 in June. 1 in July. Wow, we have 7 in August. We don't have anyone who has a birthday in September. Wow, that's surprising. So we have 0. We have 6, 3, and then 7. And this would be called a frequency table that shows the frequency of the birth months for 4th grade. Okay, and that's basically how you make a frequency table. And now what you can do is you can take this frequency table and you can ask all kinds of questions about it. You could ask the really simple questions like how many students were born in the month of December. You could say, what is the difference between the number of students that were born in December and the number of students who were born in March? Okay, that would be, the difference would be 6. You could say, how many students had birthdays in the summer months? Okay, and if you know that June, July, and August are considered the summer months, then you could add 3, 1, and 7 and say there's 11 students who have a birthday in the summertime. So there's lots of different questions that you can ask from frequency tables, okay? So I actually have the our Math and Visions book. You haven't seen this in a while, have you? I have the Math and Visions book, and I opened up to some of the questions about frequency tables just so we can kind of practice what it's like to work with some frequency tables. All right, so here are the ones that I have. I bet you missed this book, didn't you? I for some reason, I can collectively hear everyone going, no. All right, so here we have a frequency table. It says in numbers 5 through 8, use the data about the amount of flour used in different cookie recipes. So here I have some cookie recipes. And whenever you make cookies, depending on what recipe you look up, there's always different ingredients and different amounts. This particular recipe was trying to figure out, let's look at a bunch of recipes and see how much flour they used. So it looks like they looked up one recipe and it said to use 1 3/4 cups of flour. They looked up a different recipe and it said to use 2.5 cups of flour. They looked up another recipe and it said to use 3 cups of flour, and so on and so forth. So it says to complete the frequency table below. So here's our frequency table, okay? And it looks to me like there were 3, let's see. There's a 3, 1 3/4, and 2.5. Those are the 3 that I have here. There's the 3, the 2.5, and then the 1 and the 3/4. Those are the only 3 answers that are down here. Okay, so normally when we put that in a frequency table, we do it in order from smallest to largest, okay? So in looking at these fractions right here, the smallest fraction is 1 3/4, and then 2.5, and then 3, okay? So it wants to know how many, okay? So like I said earlier, you can do this like you want to do. So let's see, a 3/4, half, and a 3, 3/4, half, 3, half, 3 3/4, half, 3 3/4, 3 3/4, 3/4, 3 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3 3/4, 3/4, 3 3/4, half, 3/4, 3/4, half, 3/4. Okay, so I went through all of them. How many used 1 3/4 cup of flour? There was 5. There were 8. Okay, and then there were 3 recipes that used 2.5 cups, and there were 4 recipes that used 3 cups. So that would be completing the frequency table and getting all the data that's up here and putting it down here. Okay. Now ask us some questions about our frequency table. How many cookie recipes are represented in the data table? So how many recipes did this person look up to get all this data? Okay, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This person looked up 15 recipes in order to get this data. Now, there's a couple ways you could have done that. You could have counted all of these, or you could have just done 8 plus 3 plus 4. And we know 3 plus 4 is 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. So that's 15 as well. So you don't need actually this table if you want to count how many there were. You could look at the total number for the frequency as well. Which amount of flour is most often used in the cookie recipe shown? So the one that was used the most often was the 1 3/4. How many recipes shown use more than 2 cups of flour? So this is kind of checking on whether or not you know what more than 2 cups is. Well, 1 3/4 is not more than 2 cups, but 2.5 and 3 are definitely more than 2 cups. So how many use more than 2 cups? 3 and 4. So that answer would be 7. Good job. All right, so that's just kind of a quick explanation on how to use frequency tables, how to take data and create a frequency table, and then how to answer questions about that frequency table. All right, so the next video that you'll watch will be on dot plots, and we'll see you then. Bye.